All right, let's talk about your money this morning. A record number of people are defaulting on their car loans and having them repossessed. There are a lot of reasons why, and one of them are some hidden junk fees on your car buying contract. A lot to protect you from and a lot to unpack, but we brought in an expert this morning, Zach Shefska, CarEdge CEO. You're a second-gen car guy, Zach, right? You grew up learning how the sausage gets made with your dad. And together, you really want to teach consumers how to advocate for themselves and figure out exactly what they need to pay for when they're buying a car, right?
That's my bio in a nutshell. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Kirsten.
So we're paying more, right? And this is, it never goes down, it always goes up, but we're paying more to buy the car, finance the car, insure the car, and repair the car. We're talking about hundreds of dollars each and every month than just a few years ago. I mean, the average car payment right now for a new vehicle is well in excess of $750, $777 is the latest data. We have used cars were well in excess of $550. So yeah, things have gotten very expensive. It's the second most expensive thing that we own after buying a house or paying for our housing, which we know is increasingly not affordable. So let's break down the cost for people. We've got a graphic for them. Right now, we know that new car prices are up by 14%, used by 6%. Loans, people pay 10% on a new car, almost 15% on a used car. Maintenance is up by 8.5%. Monthly payments for more than 1 in 5 of us are actually $1,000 a month or more, and that's the reason why we're seeing repos at 1.7 million. Those are some crazy numbers, Zach. My dad and I have been doing a lot of media appearances recently because these numbers are startling, and the reality is many people don't realize it when they go back into the market that, yeah, they might spend $1,000 just on the car payment, not to mention insurance costs have gone up, not to mention maintenance and repairs expenses have gone up. The whole package of buying and owning a vehicle, more expensive today than ever before. But here in New York, we know a lot of people have to do that. We've got mass transit in and around the 5 boroughs, but really if you're living in Staten Island or New Jersey or Long Island, Connecticut, Westchester, you're in a car. Absolutely, and one of the things we see at CarEdge with a lot of our community members, people who are out there buying vehicles, is they're trying to find ways that they can save money. They're looking at leasing more and more now because it's a lower monthly payment, and they're looking to avoid those junk fees, add-ons, stuff like that as well to make sure they're never overpaying for something. You know, one of the things that you point out is that with the repossessions, we see this as sort of what's known as a canary in the coal mine, right? When people can't afford their car payments and they're more than 60 days overdue, and those numbers have been rising right now. It leads to loan defaults being at a 32-year high. I'm not even 32 years old, Kirsten. It's higher than my life. No, I mean, it's absolutely absurd. What happened is so many people got kind of money during the pandemic. The COVID dollars were flowing. People extended themselves, and now we're in a situation where most of the used cars that make it to the dealer auctions are repossessed vehicles because so many people are unfortunately in a position where they can't pay for their car notes. So yeah, it's a canary in a coal mine is a great way to phrase it. So let's drive their costs down, right? So dealers are dealing, right? They're dealing. They want to pad the bill. There was a Bronx dealership just recently. The city fined them $130,000 for deceptive practices. What's going on there? So yeah, here in the state of New York and more broadly with the FTC in general, there's a push to have transparency in car prices. Crazy concept. And I'm very excited about this because in many cases, and we've looked at the data here just in New York, when a dealer adds add-ons, it's up to $1,700 on average, and 1 in 4 dealers are adding add-ons like that to car prices. Add-ons, and these are things that we don't have to pay, but you need to know that, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at another graphic. One of the things that you heavily advocate for is make sure you ask for and negotiate the out-the-door price. What's the out-the-door price? The out-the-door price, shocking concept here, Kirsten. It is the actual price you're going to pay for the vehicle all in with taxes, fees, the dealer dock fee, which fortunately in the state of New York is regulated to be a maximum of $175. In some states, there's no regulation, and we've seen it as high as $1,600, but it's the total price, everything you're paying, as if you were going to write a check to the dealership to buy that car. So that's how you want to talk to the dealer. Say, I need to know what the out-the-door price is, because they can really mess things up and make it very murky when you're sitting down and doing the workout. Yeah, if you're looking at like a Foursquare, which is a typical way a car dealer will negotiate things, or monthly payment negotiations, it gets very murky, very muddy very quickly. You focus on buying a car and the out-the-door price, not even your trade-in. You think about selling your car later. It's a whole different negotiation. And you advocate negotiating before you walk into the dealership and also outside the dealership. Don't get sucked into that.
You know me, I built AI agents so you could do it while you're at your kid's soccer practice or things like that. Over the phone, texting, email, I love having everything in writing beforehand. If a dealer won't give you pricing, the out-the-door price in writing, it's a bit of a red flag that maybe they're not a dealership for you.
Let's look at the graphic again before we let people go, because I want them to know the names of these phony fees. VIN etching, nitrogen in tires, clear coating, undercoating, fabric protection, wheel protection, and the dealer prep. All of these you don't need to pay, even if they say, what is the famous phrase that they say to you? It's already in the car. We already did it.
Yeah. Sorry for my, oh my God, but yes, like we already put it on the car. There have been lawsuits, there have been AG actions against dealerships who never actually even applied these products but charged customers for them. So please, even if a dealer says, yeah, it's already on the car, we got to do it, we do this for everyone. If it's taxable, it's negotiable, meaning if they added a product on and it's being taxed by the state and the city, you can negotiate that thing.
Zach Shefska, our CEO of CarEdge, thank you for helping to keep money in our pocket this morning.
My
Good
pleasure.
to have you here.